If you're wanting to know how to spy on your competitors' Google ads, there are really two main approaches that you can use. The first is to just go to Google, type in a keyword. So let's say we have a plumbing company, theoretically in this example, in Houston. So we just type in Houston plumbers for this example. You would type in your keyword here, obviously, and location if you're a local business. And we'll start to see some ads showing up here at the top. If we click on these three little dots next to the ads here, you'll see this My Ad Center window pop up. Facebook has been doing this for a long time. This is something new that Google Ads has started to roll out, where they're giving this transparency to the ads that are being run on their platform. And if you just click this See More Ads option right here, I'm just going to open this in a new tab, we'll be able to see the Ads Transparency Center page for this company, Roto-Rooter. And from here we can see what type of ads they're running, whether they're running, well, we can search the different types of formats, so we can look at the image ads that they're running. These are going to be like display ads that they're showing on websites across the internet. And then there's also going to be some text ads. So these are going to be actual search ads like what we were seeing here, right? But there are like roughly 8,000 ads here. And there's no real way to sort through all of these. I mean, you can just basically scroll infinitely down this page and just see more and more and more ads. So if you want to get a little bit more granular with the information that you're seeing for a specific company's ads, what you can do is then just take their URL, so this is rotorooter.com, and come over to this tool, SEMrush. If you don't already have an account, I'll leave a link below where you can get signed up for a trial and test all these tools out and everything, or all these features out. But basically, I just put the URL in here, so rotorooter.com, and then I'll go over to advertising search, click search, and that will show all of the ads that they're running, in addition to the keywords that they're using, the landing pages for those keywords, how much traffic they're getting, the cost, tons of different information, search volume, cost per click, the position that this company is, that their ads are ranking in. And if you're looking at your competitors, you're going to be able to see all this information for your competitors, which is like gold, right? So, and then on top of that, you can also just hover over this ad here and see the full-blown ad that this company is running for this term. So these are some branded ads, obviously. We can start to see some themes. They're going after their company name, and then people who are looking for plumbers near me, which makes sense because if they serve people in a local area, you can imagine somebody sitting at home pulling up their phone searching for plumbers near me. Roto-Rooter pops up just like this. Somebody clicks on it, calls them, gets a quote, and they've got a lead. And that's exactly what they want, most likely. But how do you break this down? Because like we were just discussing, there's like 8,000 ads. You can see there's about 27,000 keywords here. And we were looking at Houston for our example. What we can do is filter this down a bit. You can see they're spending a ton of money, $5.6 million per month on traffic. This is an estimate, potentially lower, potentially higher. And we can see how it's changed over time here too. It looks like they've gotten significantly more aggressive after COVID. So that's interesting trend to see. But what we can do is filter this information down a bit. So you see these advanced filters here. You can filter by keyword, by URL. You can filter by a number of different things. But for this example, I'm just going to filter out any keyword. Oh my word, I cannot type today. Any keyword that contains Houston. And we can start to take a look at what's actually going on with their Google ads in Houston, Texas, specifically, right? So there's a number of different things I'm seeing. First of all, there's quite a bit of search traffic for a lot of these terms here. It looks like they're using the same term multiple times. but going to different pages, like Plumbers Houston, Rochester, Lansing. These are kind of smaller towns in Texas. But they're basically taking people who are looking for plumbers in this huge city and then sending them off to smaller sub-pages, which are probably, I don't know exactly how Roto-Rooter works, but they might be independent contractors or franchisees that own these different locations, which is maybe why there's a campaign ID at the end of each of these so they can track what's going on. You can see the numbers the same on the same URLs. So anyways, tons of different information we can see. They're basically ranked #1 for a bunch of these terms, which is why we saw them show up at the very top. And they're willing to pay a good amount for these keywords. So the more that your competitors are paying for a keyword, or a click on a keyword, I should say, typically the more money they're making. So, you know, like a personal injury attorney might spend $300 for a click on Google Ads, but they might make $50,000 from a case. And a plumber might spend $26 on an ad and make $2,600 from doing a job, right? Putting a new furnace in or something. Who knows? So it's really helpful to see how much they're willing to pay, you know, versus this keyword, which is $0 cost per click, because it's talking about leaving this company a review. So it's not going to be worth quite as much to advertise on this keyword versus something like plumbers in Houston, which I think should be obvious for most people. But some of these terms are worth a little bit more, like tankless water heater repair Houston. So people are willing to pay a little bit more for that keyword, probably because it's so specific, and a tankless water heater repair is got to be worth a good amount of money, and that's why people are paying a little bit more. And then Houston Plumbing and Heating, that might be people looking for a specific company that's named Houston Plumbing and Heating, which is why people don't get very good results from that keyword, so they're not willing to pay as much for that one. You'll start to see some trends forming here. Backflow testing Houston, not worth quite as much. Contractors Houston, not worth quite as much, apparently. And we can export these, sort of get a sense of what's going on, take a look at the actual ads that are running, and start to put together a plan for how we're going to run our ads to make them superior to our competitors, right? We can also take a look at a bunch of different things like the position changes for their ads, so we can see how things are changing over time. Of course, we can filter these out as well. We can take a look at their competitors. So if you want to find more competitors in a niche, take a look at the competitors of your competitors. That's one way to do it. And then we already looked at this on Google, but here we can do a little bit more filtering, like I said, by keyword. So we could search and see if there are any ads that contain the keyword Houston, which we're not finding. Oh, it looks like, yeah, it's maintaining the filters from before. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I'm seeing a bunch of these Akron. These are the ones we were seeing before, Rochester. Oh, this one's just going to their regular homepage. But either way, you should be able to, I might need to refresh the page and actually do some other searches. But you should be able to filter through these and see the ad copy for the ads that are running on a specific term, right? Or that contain a specific term. And you should be able to do it by landing page. So if I wanted to just see all of these by URL containing Rochester, I really can't type today. Then we could do it that way. So that's another way you can do it. If you're having issues with the keyword, try searching it by the actual URL. That might work a little bit better if you're trying to filter things down. But again, knowing what's happening with your competitors' ads is just going to allow you to figure out essentially what's already working and then develop something superior allowing you to have results right out of the gate rather than trying to experiment and test and reinvent the wheel, start from scratch. This company has likely spent tons and tons. I mean, we were seeing at the beginning of this research that they were spending like 5.8 million, 5 point something million a month, 5.6 million a month just on their Google ads. I mean, this is an estimate, but that's a lot of money. And so they've probably figured out what's working. They're not going to be spending $5.6 million a month on ads that are not performing well, most likely. And so by figuring out how they're doing things and what they've been able to figure out through spending so much money on ads, we can save ourselves tons of time, money, and energy and shortcut the process to getting some solid results. I hope you found this helpful. If there is anything you did have questions about, don't hesitate to reach out. You can just drop your questions in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to get back to them there. If you're like most new business owners, you're probably struggling to get your online presence established, let alone get it to the point where it's bringing you a consistent flow of customers, right? So that's why I created this free course where I actually walk you step by step through the whole process of setting up your online presence. This is the same process we've been using for our clients for over a decade at one of my agencies. And essentially, I'm going to show you how to set up an SEO-friendly business name right from the get-go, how to develop your website really quickly and easily, how to set up your Google Maps listing, start getting some Google reviews, everything you need in order to have a substantial online presence where people can actually start finding you and purchasing your products or services. The best part is I'm going to show you how to do it in under a couple of hours and all for less than 50 bucks. If you're interested, I'll leave a link below where you can get signed up today. Make sure to check this course out for free right now because I'm probably going to start charging for this at some point in the future. All right, I'll see you on the other side.